lines. That's again a depiction of someone from royalty in the ancient world with a cobra again. It's like the serpent and royal bloodlines go hand in hand wherever you go. There's Dick. There you go. Oh yeah, another thing. People who've worked with satanically abused people who've been put through satanic ritual and satanic abuse and ritual abuse. A number of them have written to me, and one of them sent me these drawings with his client's permission, of course. What they do is they try to get them to bring out their inner memories and the suppressed, blocked memories of what happened by drawing. And this lady drew images of what she's experienced during these rituals. And again, they draw reptilian eyes and reptilian people. And again, the idea of possession, and often possession by reptilian entities, goes way, way, way back. Because the DNA is a software program, and the idea is to hold that software program by only interbreeding with your own kind. This is where this obsession with elite bloodlines and royal and aristocratic bloodlines, and now the elite business and banking families, interbreeding with each other. Not through love, but through genetics. And because once you breed out of this bloodline, this pure bloodline, very quickly that software program is diluted so that it doesn't behave in the same way. So Neil Haig did that one of Tony Blair. So you look at these people and you see the human level, but what's behind them? Behind the painted smile, behind the eyes. This guy, I had an amazing experience with him before I was into any of this, which absolutely showed me that the world isn't what we thought it was. When his eyes flipped, back in 1989, when I was not into any of this stuff at all, I wondered what the hell I was looking at. Ted Heath, he was the man who, more than any other politician in Britain, took us into the European community that became the European Union. And he's a Satanist and child killer, and I've said that publicly in Britain. He's dead now, but I said it long before he died, and I'm still waiting for the writ because it's true. What's behind these people? We see the human level. Oh, she's not even shifting, look at them eyes. Eh? Which one's the reptilian there? Now, this man, Carl Sagan, very famous cosmologist, very respected in the realms of academia, etc., he wrote a book called The Dragons of Eden, which looked at the influence of our reptilian genetics on human behavior. And he says in there that you cannot understand human behavior without looking at the reptilian aspects of the human form. Because a key major part of the human brain is known by scientists as the R complex, or the reptilian brain. It goes down into the brainstem here. And from this part of the brain, of course that's balanced out by other parts of the brain, but from this reptilian brain, this is mainstream science I'm quoting now, not, sitting in a darkened room. From here we get primitive and emotional responses. It is our primitive and emotional responses that allow the few to control the many. It's they that override rational, conscious thought so that we react to fear stories and manufactured crises with emotional responses that then give people permission to offer the solutions to those problems. Oh! Swine flu, get me a mask! Emotional response. Rational response, they played this scam 3 years ago. It's a load of crap. And so, other parts of this reptilian brain give us cold-blooded behavior and territoriality, wanting to own, control. A desire to control, an obsession with hierarchical structures of power. There are no group of people on this planet more obsessed with hierarchical structures of power than these hybrid families. From the reptilian brain we get a regression, the belief that might is right, winner takes all. This is mainstream science I'm quoting here. Why? Because they have far more of this genetics than the general population, and therefore they're influenced much more by it. What is the reptilian brain about? Survival. Now there are some good things about that, because it allows us to survive and keep the body alive so we can experience here a bit longer. But when that becomes the focus of our perception, that we have to keep surviving, what does that do? It moves us, in terms of our perception of reality, into the reptilian brain. Global warming, reptilian brain. Terrorism, reptilian brain. Fear of the future. What's going to happen to the kids? Reptilian brain. Survival. The survival mechanism, or the reaction to danger, that psychologists call fight or flight. Hit the guy or run. All from the reptilian brain. Emotional responses. Primitive emotional responses. Now this society is structured with its manipulation of events and perception to put the population in the reptilian brain for much of their existence here. Be afraid, be very afraid, because the big monster's coming as soon as we've invented him. Reptilian brain. Terrorism, reptilian brain activated. Global warming, reptilian brain activated. Swine flu, reptilian brain activated. They control us through reptilian genetics. And it's my increasing belief as I research this, that this interbreeding was to infuse reptilian genetics into the human form more powerfully than it was before, and therefore have the connection through which our reality could be manipulated. We need to get out the reptilian brain. I'll get into that in the last section, because we can. It's domination. I don't mean out of it. You can't just take it away. I mean that is domination. The other thing is about this possession is that, and these entities, is they are energy vampires. They suck the life force out of people, and they are sucking the life force out of this reality. Well, not sucking the life force so much as they are creating events, wars, stress, famine, terrorism, fear of the future, fear of paying the rent, all this stuff. Because when we go into these lower vibrational emotions, we are generating that low vibrational energy. Now, because these are low vibrational entities operating in densities, frequencies lower than this one, they need to absorb energy that is vibrating within their own energy range. So love, heart love, crikey, that's radio 1 to their radio 55. To absorb energy, to vampire energy from this reality, they need people in the mode that is generating energy that's vibrating to their frequency. And they operate just outside of visible light. There's these lower dimensions which all over the ancient world they talk about the demonic realms. These are just entities that are so disconnected from pure consciousness that they've completely lost the plot, and all balance has gone. It's what people call hell, symbolically. Even not symbolically, it may appear. And between these dimensions is what an astrophysicist friend of mine calls interspace planes, which are like neutral zones between dimensions. And what happens is if you want to exist in these interspace planes, you need to create a source of energy for yourself, because there's not energy like there is in a fully fledged dimensional or frequency range or density. I asked Credo Mutra when this lady told me about interspace planes, I said, have you ever heard of anything in your culture that would match this? He said, oh yes, he said, immediately. We call them the heaven between